Editor-in-chief at Gizmodo, Dan Ackerman, for more on this. Dan, thanks for being on. At least 10 million people signed up for Threads in just the first 7 hours of launching. I saw messages last night of people saying things like, oh, I want to go to bed, but I still want to play with this thing, and so on. So how big of a deal is this?
I think compared to a lot of the other Twitter competitors that people have tried out, especially during the Elon Musk era where people were looking for an off-ramp, this seems like the most viable one because it has a big company behind it. The functionality seems to, work right out of the box, and it's not as confusing to use as something like, let's say, Mastodon is, or hard to get on like Blue Sky.
How does Threads compare to Twitter, and who is it trying to attract?
I think it's trying to attract people who, are Twitter users, are Twitter fans, but are uncomfortable with the current direction of the site and some of the limited functionality we've seen lately and the lack of moderation and some of the more toxic atmosphere. And also people who are already in that Facebook/Instagram/Meta ecosystem. You have an Instagram account, you have a Facebook account. Obviously, it makes it very easy to transition. This could have just been some extra features on Instagram, but I think seeing that market opportunity, Facebook/Meta/Instagram decided to break this out into a separate app.
But Threads is just one of several new apps trying to take on Twitter. So what other new apps are you keeping an eye on? And what do you think this all means for Twitter?
Twitter really has squandered a lot of opportunity, especially over the past 6 months, over the past year. It's become user unfriendly in a lot of ways. So a lot of people smelled blood in the water. And they said, how can we get in on this market? Because even though Twitter is not the most gigantic app in the world, it's where a lot of the movers and shakers are. It's where a lot of news breaks. It's where a lot of celebrities and politicians go to talk about things. But the other competitors up until now have not really been able to nail it. I don't think anyone's gotten behind one single platform to get some sort of critical mass, and Threads may not be there yet, but it's certainly the best opportunity I've seen so far, especially considering how many people just waited around last night to sign up as soon as it went live.
That said, Dan, do we really need another social media app? Sometimes it feels hard enough to keep up with the ones we already have.
I am trying to keep up with my TikTok, with my Twitter, now with my Threads and Instagram. I think they work if they serve different audiences. Instagram was more about sharing photos and interesting things like that. Twitter and maybe Threads are more conversational based, maybe more news based, maybe more for kind of long form, serious talk. And I think if there's a room for something like that in the market, Threads could be a viable alternative to Twitter.
All right, Dan Ackerman, we appreciate it as always. Dan, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.